Yes, okay, so we've spent enough time on the Cardinals. I would love to just tell you how my Eagles are going to beat them even further. But next up, we got week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Week 9. Eagles in Houston playing the Texans. Now, oh, poor Texans. Remember when we made a bet against a Texans fan last season prior to the season starting, and they were all hot off of their playoff appearance, and I said, yo, not gonna happen this season. And we made a bet. Overall record, they thought, oh, for sure, my Texans are gonna have a better record than the Eagles. And they lost that real quick.
It's so encouraging when other people are over enthusiastic about their team.
I was eating my Texas barbecue ribs like nothing. If I still have that video, I'm gonna put it in right now. I'm gonna put it in so y'all can see me owning up and winning and enjoying the rewards of that bet. But so Texans, Matt Schaub was a hot mess. A Texans fan was at his doorstep threatening his life and family and whatever. It was crazy.
Just hold on a second. What are you talking about?
A fan showed up to
a Texans fan
showed up to Matt Schaub's doorstep.
Who's Matt Schaub?
The quarterback.
The former quarterback.
The former quarterback of the Texans.
Okay.
And was just like
he was the current. At the time, he was the current quarterback.
At the time, he was a current
He was
quarterback.
dead man walking.
Was just. It was a hot mess. Okay.
Was he like hot mess? Like he was like
Meaning
DUI or mess?
No,
he broke the record for pick sixes. Do you know what a pick six is?
Please explain.
A pick six is when you throw an interception to the other team and they run it back for a touchdown. So it's a pick.
So he looked like he was taking bribes.
No. He looked like he was washed up.
Yeah. You know, they actually
That's
named
sad.
a sandwich after him, where you could pick any 6 toppings.
Oh,
that's awesome.
It's a true story. True story.
That's awesome.
So yeah, he kind of just struggled the entire season, and a fan showed up to his doorstep, just threatening him and all that deal.
Was he there when this fan showed up?
I think he was. And that's very extreme. And now that quarterback has now gone to Oakland, which is an even more gangster and scary fan base.
Do you know what he got traded for?
You mean who he got traded for?
I tweeted this right after the trade.
Who? Or what?
No, what he got traded
No, who? It's gotta be who.
Schaub.
I thought he was
a draft pick?
Here's what I
I thought he
tweeted.
was released. He wasn't released?
Texans trade pick 6 for a 6 pick.
Oh! So yes, Schaub is now in Oakland, an even more gangster fan base where, hey...
It's not just going to be people showing up at his front door.
It's going to
be
there will be gunshots had.
It's going to be the Billy
the
Madison flaming dog of poop on his front door.
It will be bad. If he does what he did last season, it will be very bad in Oakland. But we're not talking about Oakland right now. We're talking about the Houston Texans, who no longer have this guy. So we don't even need to worry about that. And who do they have as quarterback? That's what I want to know.
The Amish rifle, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh!
Amish people come up again tonight. We talked about this earlier in our private
That's his
time.
nickname, the Amish rifle.
Tell us why it's his nickname.
Because of the beard he has. It's a very grizzly beard.
Hey, he scored the highest score on the litmus test, right?
Not the litmus test.
What is
the
it?
Wonderlic test.
The Wonder...
The litmus test?
Math is hard.
I thought it was some type of euphemism, something to do with a beard. What's happening?
The Wonderlic test.
He's not really Amish.
He scored the highest score.
He just looks Amish. The Amish rifle, right? And
So
he's
like
not really
all
a rifle
of Echo
either.
Park and Silver Lake is Amish.
Shout out to Mark Vager. Dang.
Mark Vader knows all about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I know. He used to be on the Bills and is no longer there. Now he said, is that really their number 1 right now?
That is their number 1. He has been anointed.
Wow.
The anointing oil
my
has
hat
come out.
off
You and your
be
fancy
like,
words.
wow.
Anointed.
If that's their starter right now, I feel really bad for you guys. So
ready.
pretty much Eagles beat the Texans because their starting quarterback is the Bills' like former
He's not that bad.
secondary quarterback from 3 years ago.
I mean,
Right?
to be honest with
Is
you,
that really?
He's got heart.
the
He's got
story
heart.
was
He's
really
plucky.
the story was really not all that compelling to make me bet against this guy. In fact, if somebody shows up at your door,
That's Matt Schaub though. We're not,
That guy's gone.
He's gone.
He gone.
He's gone. He's in Oakland.
okay, so why are we talking about this guy? So what about the
Just
Texans?
because that was their struggle last year with this quarterback.
Allow
And
me.
they have not replaced him with anyone better. Their replacement is like the Bills' second string quarterback from 2 years ago.
Well, you know, I'm an artist and I like to think that I can see things in a new light. So allow me, please, to refocus very gently this conversation.
Focus, girl.
What is it that's the best asset that the Texans have?
Ooh, now we're talking.
And can we just start there?
They have the best defensive player in the NFL, and they just drafted
What
a
could
guy
be.
number 1 overall who could be almost as good as him.
Okay.
So they have some interesting parts on defense. They're going to be a better team than they were last year. They also were last year, and this is a thing in sports that people don't like to acknowledge. There's some science involved in this. They were the unluckiest team of like the last decade.
Well,
The ball bounced the other way for them almost every time.
in another conversation that hopefully will be recorded because I'm sure that everyone would like to hear what you have to say. In another conversation, I would like for you to define what is unlucky and give some for instances.
Sure.
But for right now, I'm going to let that slide.
Oh.
With an acknowledgement that I don't know what the you're talking about, Chris. But I believe you. I just want you to explain
Luck
to me.
happens.
But later, I want you to
Sure.
continue on your thing. But I just want to. I don't know what you're talking about. But yes, I understand though.
Hey, I can get romantic and explain how luck happens in football games.
So what the best
gonna
asset is this guy? Now,
JJ Watt.
now, what's the best asset that the Eagles have to match up? Like, do you think that their best assets? Because there's probably more than one. The Texans' best assets matching up with the Eagles and their best assets. Like, if you look at these best and these best, like, who do you feel has the bester
I
assets?
feel like the Eagles' best asset is that their head coach is Brain from Picky and the Brain.
I think so.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Brain from
Yeah.
Picking the Brain.
Yes,
Yeah,
he did.
Pinky in the brain. Right?
Yes.
He's
What are
Brain
we
from
going
Picky
to
and the
do
Brain.
tonight?
Oh, Brain.
Try to, same thing we do every day. Try to take over the world.
That's right, Chip.
Chip.
Chipadelphia.
Take that, Dan Hanses.
Philadelphia. I think it should be Chipadelphia, but whatever.
Oh, I like that.
Chip.
Chipadelphia.
Oh, you guys are quoting lines from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's right.
Ooh, I like that show.
Now he's onto us.
Oh yeah,
So-
Philadelphia. So really, it's the strength of the Eagles is their offense,
Okay. Oh.
and now you're going against the strength of the Texans is their defense.
This is going to be a really exciting game. I'm not Miss Cleo, but I'm going to wait. If someone was going to bet me something, I would say that you're about to say that the Eagles are going to lose this game.
Ooh.
No, he wouldn't.
Anybody want to bet me some money?
I'm not, because I think you could be onto something.
Oh yeah.
Really, the Texans?
I'm not saying the Texans are going to win, but if you overlook the Texans, they're going to beat you.
Yeah?
If the Eagles come in off a close game to the Cardinals, feeling their oats, Texans might knock
Feeling
them
their oats.
Texans might knock them back down to size.
Okay, feeling their oats, does that mean like they're feeling hot because they just won, or does it mean that they're feeling like because they almost won?
Feeling your oats mean you walk through the door swagged
I only know sewing oats.
swagged out,
Okay, yeah.
like no one can take you.
Yes,
That's feeling your oats.
but are you swagged out because you just beat a really fucking amazing team and you've just proved to yourself what you've been envisioning all off season, and it's now coming to fruition? All you've worked for is now coming in a way you can see and feel. There's a difference. Now, there's a difference between being overconfident and feeling good because you fucking worked hard.
I think
and it's coming together.
That's excellent analysis. And what I'm talking about is they beat the Cardinals and they're lucky to beat them, but they don't think that. They think...
Who they?
The Eagles. The Eagles beat the Cardinals and they were lucky to win. Now,
Wait.
Now they're overlooking
We're
the
talking
fact.
about a future game.
Talking about the Texans.
So Eagles played the Cardinals, and we're all saying they beat them, and now they play the Texans.
But you are deciding that they feel like they were lucky, or are you saying that they felt like they didn't deserve that win?
No. They deserved it, but they're feeling so good for winning that they're overlooking the Texans because the Texans were the worst team
But
in the
why
league.
are you deciding that that's how they're feeling?
We're all deciding everything on these games.
Okay,
That's what we're doing.
I know, but I'm not judging. I'm asking you to get deeper into it, and I really want to know, and I'll tell you why, because I've never heard you say like anything like this before. So there's a difference, even though the result looks the same, right? There's a difference between being overconfident and coming in, swagging in because it's still, I mean, in my opinion, it's still early in the season. It could still, at this point, go either way. Sometimes you can start out really strong and win all these games in the beginning, and then maybe not so much. So it's still very early in the season. So there's a difference between being overconfident because you won a last game and between feeling confident and coming in with major swagger because everything that you've been doing off season is now paying off, and everything that you've been feeling and wanting is happening because you worked for it and because you performed. And if you didn't work for it, you performed, and there's a difference. But when I listen to you tell it like they're overconfident as opposed to they're coming off a win, but you're putting like that they're overconfident, like overlooking your opponent, and it's not the same thing.
I know, I'm fully aware of what you're saying.
So what are you saying?
And I think you're adding excellent analysis here. What I'm saying is I believe they would be feeling overconfident because it's human nature that you cannot psych yourself up every single week in an NFL season. And when you see a weak opponent, the Texans had the worst record in the NFL last year. I think mentally, subconsciously, they're not trying to do this, but they're going to say, we played the Cardinals, we beat them. Next week we have the Panthers and the Packers after that. 2 playoff teams from last year. We're looking ahead to them. We know we have to beat them. We've got the Texans this week. We got that. This is easy.
We've done it already.
Yeah.
Before, I know how to make
just coming off, so
not
they're
gonna
coming off
get
a bye
some
week.
tonight.
Coming off a bye week, which they can kind of reset all that overconfidence, and you have one game. So I don't know if their confidence will be built so much from the Arizona game that they'll fall so short on the Texans game.
Well,
But
no one should take my
the-
word for law. I'm just saying this is a feeling I get.
Sure.
Don't
All right.
take my word for
Let's
it.
get
Read it
these
yourself.
final predictions on this matchup. Final prediction.
I'm going to pick the Eagles, but I agree with Maximilian that you should not overlook the Texans, and this could be a dogfight.
Close game.
Yes.
Okay. Final prediction.
I think this is going to be a wild game.
Wild.
I like that.
Wild.
Ryan
What does that
Fitzpatrick
mean?
throws for 450 yards, career high.
Do
and
they have
still loses.
cabanas?
Who?
It could be, yeah, because he has those games.
He does.
He has those games where
He
goes
has
for 20
irrational
yards.
confidence games.
Yeah, and the Texans have that. They have Clowney and Watt, and those guys can cause some ridiculous plays, disrupt some plays on defense, and so I think it's going to be a high turnover game.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
And so I think the Eagles will win. Because I think they're a better team, but I think it's going to be really exciting to watch. Surprisingly exciting to watch.
It's unanimous.
Unanimous.
Oh, you're going with the Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles for the same reasons that you all shared.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thanks
So
for bringing that out of us.
You're welcome.
You're like a
So-
snake charmer.
So what's the math on this?
Math is hard.
We got it. We got the scientists.
As long as
here.
we doesn't include me.
we got the scientists.
I
to
got a
bring
mouse
out
in
the
my
math.
pocket.
6 and 2. 6 and 2.
You and every guy in LA.
Now here's where it gets tricky, man. All right.
Ooh, tricky.
So we have the former team of the ATL.
It's tricky.
Former
It's
team of the ATL.
tricky.
Graham, who was that?
Eagles.
It's tricky.